Oh, look at that. That is insane. And trying to cause trouble. Oh, and you can see it going through the paint. Not the paint, sorry, the film. Hi guys, I'm Shmi and today I'm at Topaz Detailing for a rather unusual test. This video is going to be about keying my Ferrari. So I'm going to take my house keys and key my Ferrari FF. Now this is a really strange concept, but let me explain the backstory. So Topaz Detailing, of course, do a lot of detailing work, perfecting and sort of improving paintwork on cars. And in addition, they provide services to install paint protection film. Now I put PPF on both my McLaren 650S Spider and then on my 675 LT Coupe, and I have been exceptionally impressed with it. It's done a wonderful job of sort of maintaining the paint finish, making the car look brilliant, and most importantly, protecting it from any damage. That damage could be stone chips to the front, it could be people who lean against the car, or it could be malicious damage, which is of course what we're going to look at today. So the FF doesn't have protection film on it, and that's something that we're going to be working towards, but this seemed like the perfect opportunity to at least be able to demonstrate this, especially with a car like this in a very special paint job. This is Ferrari's Blue Le Mans. It's a sort of historical colour that has been recreated, and obviously I bought this car used, but the previous owner, or the first owner I should say, ordered this colour on the car, and it's magnificent, but that's why it needs looking after. So with my 650S, which was McLaren's Mantis Green, very bright colour, I wanted to keep it looking shiny and sort of very vibrant out in the sunshine, especially on my Euro tours. With the 675 LT, which is in a special MSO colour, cerulean blue, as you know, that was a fairly expensive paint job as well, so I wanted to keep that absolutely spot on for the entire time I own the car and on into the future, of course. So the FF in Le Mans Blue, this is a colour I want to bring the life back into the car, so we're going to sort of detail it and work on it, and I'll probably show you all of that in due course. But the first thing to do here, and to make the most of this opportunity, is this keying test. So the plan is to apply a little bit of protection film, and we'll show you that process. Of course, it needs to be cleaned first. We'll apply some protection film, then I will do the unthinkable and take my keys to the car. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about this, I'm not gonna lie. I've never keyed a car before, this is not something I'm a pro at, but on this side or somewhere, I will take my keys and scratch the car, and you will see it looking damaged, and I will probably have a mild heart attack, and then we will hopefully remove the film and see a perfect finish to the car underneath, and that's a sort of demonstration of how it can survive malicious damage. But if I actually just come around here now, you can also see, you know, a colour like this, you're going to pick up these little stone chips. I don't know if you can see them. That's part and parcel of driving cars like this, especially if you convoy with other cars. So it will protect from those as well. If you respray the bumper first, may do that. Lots of things to work on as well. So there are lots of reasons for this. But I would definitely be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous about how it's going to go. And Topaz are pretty much the kings of this business. As you can see, they get some awesome cars in. And there goes a Zonda. Like another LT here, 675 LT with a MSO scoop as well. Doesn't that sound awesome? Jaguar Project 7 here, Ferrari 488. I can tell you there are many more lovely toys inside at the time I'm filming this. So I'm rather intrigued to see how this is going to go and what's going to happen when I try to key my FF. But first up, we need to take it indoors and wash off the front to apply the paint protection film. The car is in the workshop, and as you'll know from my previous videos where I demonstrated the full sort of detailing process, especially with the 650S, so you can go back and watch that if you'd like to see it. Obviously one of the most important parts is cleaning the surface. Now we're not doing the full detail before this because it's kind of just an experimental test really, but obviously it needs a bit of a sort of claying and preparation to make sure that when we stick the PPF film down it will be able to stick and settle properly. So just getting that surface tidied up a little bit, ready to take the PPF film before we get to work with the fun bit. Just like with the detailing of the car, the paint protection film application process I've shown before in full detail with both of the McLarens, and so we'll sort of just show you quickly what goes on
You apply some solution to the surface, then you have the pre-cut material that will lay down on top, and then of course you fix it into place. And it will basically disappear and become totally invisible. I'll show you shortly a car that's had a film applied in full before now. But you can watch this whole process, and a lot of people have asked about it in videos I have done before that I'll link below. Now this is pre-cut totally to shape, and this is one of the reasons why you come to Topaz. We've trimmed it off, of course, because we're not going to do the whole thing, just to demonstrate this, because we'll have to peel this material off later. But just to sort of see, it will line up absolutely perfectly over the badges and stuff, and Topaz have a massive library of all sorts of supercars and all of the shapes to do the entire bodies of cars. First half done, now just working towards the other side, using the squeegee to put out the solution.
The film is on, and it's had a little bit of time to settle, and that means it's go time. So let's come in close. So actually, before I get started, you can basically barely even tell there is film on this part of the bumper now that it's settled down completely. But this is where I'm going to become a vandal for the day and learn how you key a car. So I've got a couple of different tests. First, I've got this key, the golden key, which is quite a blunt edge. So this is kind of like, I guess if you had like an opportunist who's just walking past the car and wants to key it. So I'm gonna do something a little bit reckless here. Let's be gentle at first. Let's just run it along. This would probably leave like a light scratch. I can see the line. So that would leave, well, I guess a light scratch in the paint, but you could probably machine polish it out very easily. Let's go a little bit firmer. Oh goodness, right, that, I can tell you, that would have been through the paint. Paint itself is quite well, soft, and that would have gone through it. So I've keyed a car twice now, that's worrying. So next up, we'll go for this key, which has a very, very sharp edge. Now, this key, straight on paint, would do some major, major damage. No question about it. So let's just do a gentle, oh yeah, I can feel that. That's just being quite gentle. That's quite nasty. Now, somebody who really wants to cause trouble, and this is the test. This is the keying test, is going to put a bit more pressure on it than that. So let's see what this does. Oh my gosh, I'm pushing down quite firm here. This is worrying. Okay, that has made my heart go into my mouth, but it's not too bad actually. Like through the film, obviously this is a soft layer. And it's actually self-healing, so with a bit of heat, like it's getting right now, this is incredible. I don't know if you can see, just from the heat of my finger rubbing over it, that bottom line is basically vanishing. It's actually vanishing. That's insane. And that's just without any hairdryer or heat gun or anything. The line is just pulling out. Wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that at all. Let's try it. Oh God, am I gonna try a bit harder? Oh, look at that. That is insane. Okay, that's slightly broken the film. So this is that's going to be interesting to see when we pull the film back. Now here's where I can whip out something we've prepared. Screwdriver time. This is well, next level. This is somebody who's really, really, really trying to cause damage. Let's come in close, and let's do this on a new bit of the car here. I'm going to be quite careful at first, I think. I don't want to get this wrong. Goodness, that is, yeah, that was quite gentle. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I can feel that's going to make a bit of a mess of the film. Okay, let's peel this back. And I can guarantee you that final bit there with the silver key, that would have made a total mess. So let's peel this back and see how it looks. Starting then on the removal of the film, and you can see exactly where that deep scratch was here. Just lifting up, and you can see actually on the film just quite how much it was with that line through there. Let's just have a quick look at the underside here. And there is absolutely nothing there on the paintwork. As you can see, that is perfect. Well, you can see all the reflections of the camera and us running around it.
That has not gone through at all. So let's keep peeling this back. And then I think I'm gonna have to have another little play on this side and see how brave I can be. We've removed the first side, and now I'm joined by Gary, who worked on my 650S and 675, and he is gonna show me how this is properly kind of done by an opportunist. So
Definitely.
Somebody who's coming past the car and trying to cause trouble. Oh, and you can see it going through the paint, not the paint, sorry, the film. If that did not have film, that would be horrendous.
That'd be a trip to the body shop.
Okay, yeah, for sure. And on a car like this, in a paint like this, you don't want that. Okay, come on then, show me. That's made a royal mess to the film. Okay. There's a little bit of residue. Just cleans it up, and it's flawless. That's properly crazy. How much sort of damage that would have done straight to the paint when it even split the film. But on the car, no problems at all. Wow. The car's film is now completely removed, and of course this is where we would start to work detailing the whole car and applying paint protection film over the entire body. It's quite a normal thing to do it just over the front, the bonnet, the side skirts, the kind of vulnerable areas. But you can also do the entire car to protect the roof from anything that might fall, or just general damage that could happen anywhere on the car. But this is where I've got this helpful little thing. This is a part of a Bentley. This is Bentley paint, and there is a piece of film on the car here. And this we're going to use to test on. So I'm going to go straight in for the kill here with the screwdriver. On a painted part of the car here. Film on that side, there's a line, a join just here you can see. And this is where you can see what happens to paint. That was painful. That was straight through. I mean, even that's just making a mess, but literally that is a disaster. On the film, let me do it here. Same sort of pressure. Literally, I'm actually pressing, if not anything, a little bit harder. I'm going to do some sort of quite aggressive lines. There we go. Right, let's get peeling that back. You can see it's damaged the film. Wow. And that was aggressive. And the panel is fine. Okay, so that is absolutely phenomenal. Remember, I was more aggressive here with the film than I was here just straight through to the paintwork. And that's, you know, that's off to a body shop for a paint, sort of complete paint job, because that's gone straight through. There, however, no problem at all. Absolutely, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And that is a prime example of why you want PPF. Crazy.
Back outside and all is cleaned up and done. Now you might have noticed in the last clip, I think there was a tiny little mark where we just cleaned it up a tiny bit more, got the final bits of residue sort of off the car, and now it is perfect. There is absolutely no mark anywhere here from anything that we just did, which is crazy, and that's what PPF is basically all about. That was a very nice F12 that just blasted by there. And actually, while we're here, Wyra. Very nice cars around. So yes, this is basically what PPF is for, paint protection film. Well, you have those, oh, back again. You have those benefits, of course, from people who are maliciously attacking your cars, but it does the same for stone chipping. It does the same for just general wear and tear that happens to the outside of cars. And of course, if you've had it detailed underneath, the film will keep the paintwork looking detailed, which then has a really, really nice finish, very much like a mirror. If you're into that world, you'll understand what I mean, and you won't need full sort of description, but it's a very laborious process. Takes man hours to get it done. So paint protection film is really, really good. I have it on my cars, and I'm going to keep having it on my cars, especially my 675 LT Spider. That's definitely having it. This is going to have a full thing done as well, because how else can you sort of beat protecting your car? It will look perfect. It has self-healing properties like you've seen, so you can just sort of warm it up. You can use a hairdryer, make it absolutely spot on. And yeah, it's quite nice and just reassuring. You know, you can actually go and drive your cars like this and not sort of live in constant fear of them. And actually, while we're here, check this LT here, 675 LT. This has protection film on. So I said I would show you this. California. I said I would show you this.
There is film on here, so obviously you get a very small edge line following the body panels because there's film over them, but you really can barely tell it's there, and it can even go around awkward shapes like this, just go absolutely everywhere. And you can have satin film on the satin carbon fibre. I have that on my car too. Yeah, it works. Well, it's magic basically. So paint protection film on cars like this, as you can see, really does protect you. It saves you from potential disaster. Yeah, that was kind of a weird experience. So I've now keyed a car a few times. I've attacked it violently with keys, with screwdrivers, and had other people attack it even more violently. Well done, Gary. But all is fine. That's what we were wanting to demonstrate. It was a lot of fun. And I hope you enjoyed the video, learning a little bit more about this, because people always ask, why do you do this? Why do you put paint protection film on? It's obviously fairly expensive, depends what you want done. A couple of thousand up to a bit more for a full coverage of the car. But Topaz guys know exactly what they're doing. That's why I bring all my cars here. So big thanks for them, of course, for letting me come along and do this, squeezing in their busy schedule and putting some material on and giving it a test. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch up with you again very soon. Cheers. Okay, so here we go. P1 time. Got the lift system up already. That's going to make it easy to get. If Porsche offered me a GT3 RS, I would not take a second to think about buying one. Let's jump in.